So have you been hearing the name Barrel King a lot lately? Well, here I am to give you the word on Barrel King.
Have you not heard? It was my understanding that everyone had heard.
Heard what?
Brian, don't!
Oh, well, a bird, bird, bird. Well, a bird, bird, bird.
And enough of that. So yeah, stay tuned in this video where I'll sample some of the old releases from Jarods Vault and talk about Barrel King and how it all works. So, oh, here come the barrels. Oh no, a Donkey Kong style, jump them. Try and jump them, but you can't. Okay, we're about to go, and let's go, right now. Hey, how's it going? So here we're going to talk about Barrel King. You may have heard about Barrel King. They seem to be in the news on the old YouTube, whiskey tube, bourbon tube these days, and with good reason, I believe. They make some fantastic stuff. Now, the deal with them is it's 125 bucks a month and $20 shipping. Now, I think the shipping changes whether you get one bottle or, you know, multiple bottles. Might just be $20 flat fee. And so for that, you get basically one free bottle, so 20 bucks shipping every month. And they make some of the most delicious stuff I think I've ever had. It's so drinkable. It's got all sorts of complex flavors. Some of it is sort of finished, but not overly so. Like you're never going to get a really heavy honey and chocolate influence, even if it's, you know, had honey and chocolate barrels. To me, they do it right. You know, it's like just the hint of honey, or they're just bringing out the honey flavor that's in the bourbon. So here's their website at barrelking.com. They stem from Bourbon, Missouri, which is a thing. And like, here's the team: Rachel and Jared, husband and wife, who started this thing, and Matt Porter from adhdwhiskey is their new master blender. They make some great stuff, and oh man, this is the team, right? And this is the team that if you have any problems, you contact people like Sydney, and she returns your phone calls. There's a website page and a Facebook group. Gabby, she doesn't return my emails. I don't know why. I send her more than anyone, but I think it's probably because she's got paws. But yeah, once you become a member, this is how you go into the website and join up. You can select. There is a local one too, which is actually a really great deal. I think it's like $100 and no shipping. You just have to pick it up from Bourbon, Missouri. So if you live anywhere near Bourbon, Missouri, you're getting a hell of a deal. Might have to move. So this is batch number 75. 75 is a nighted rye. It's 118 proof. Straight rye blend finished in Willet and Stag Junior barrels, and a 2024 Ascot double platinum winner. That's the other thing, guys. These guys are winning, you know, double platinums. I think they put in 6 bottles to the Ascots, and 5 of them got double platinums, and the other one got a single platinum. So
It's like winning.
you know, these guys are really knocking it out of the park. This other one here is barrel 81. 81 is nighted, which means basically that means it's bourbon, MGP bourbon, I think up until now mostly. But nighted means it's finished in, you know, ex-legacy barrels. The story is that Jared, he managed to secure a whole bunch of old Stag barrels and old Willet barrels and Elijah Craig 18 barrels. So he puts these in and out of these barrels, and they do blends, and it's, you know, you can check it all out on his YouTube channels. It's really interesting what they do. So this has got 8 barrels in total, 6 barrels 9 years old, 2 barrels 7 to 8 years old, dumped into Elijah Craig 23 barrels, sat for 16 hours, put back in to the best EC23 barrel for 24 hours, put back into a blend of EC23 barrels for 8 hours, you know, so in and out for just a short amount of time. And I don't know if it's like residue left over from, you know, previous batches, or just these barrels are so good. All right. So, you know, normally people put things in and out of barrels for years, but this is basically, they get some really good MGP juice, and then they are finishing it by taking it in and out of mostly ex-bourbon barrels. But the flavors that they can get are absolutely fantastic. So this was Jarod's Vault, and he opened it up and brought back some of their more famous old releases they had bottled lying around, and they sold little 3-packs, but you couldn't get to choose which 3 you want. You just had to pick a box number from like 1 to 100, and you got what you got, right? It was a bit of a fucking mystery. So this is batch 0, or maybe batch O. It's called Ground Zero. Toasted bourbon blend reminds me of s'mores. Creamy marshmallow lends itself to graham crackers and ends with cinnamon rye spice. A slight chocolate note is front to back on this beautiful balance. I also find some birthday cake after it's been in the Glen a while, so let's find out. Definitely, maybe shouldn't read the notes first, but definitely getting a lot of spice, a lot of cinnamon spice on that. I get a sweetness. I could see marshmallow, but mostly a lot of spice. Oh wow, just amazing flavors, right? Just I'm not saying it's like BTECs and stuff are great too, right? Russell Reserve Single Rickhouse, amazing. All these bourbons are great, but I honestly think for the price, and you also become part of a community, right? It's not just going down and hunting a bourbon that gets delivered to you, and they just seem like really great people. Matt Porter from ADHD Whiskey, he's now their master blender. He's brought out one of his things. I think it might be, no, it was batch 81, which I've already drunk, right? I think I've drunk the Gamma. There was a Vanilla Stag and batch 81. That actually might not have been his first one. That might have been the one they did for him. So anyway, I think this might be at the 81, but we'll get to that. But anyway, this is fantastic. Massive rye spice, sweet. Can totally see the graham crackeriness of it. Wow. Yeah, really like almost gingery, ginger type spice. Oh, that's a good one. So cut, and we'll go to the next one. So this one is called SFBS2. Well, I think I might have mentioned it. All their stuff, all their batches information is on their website. Now, SFBS1, I don't really know what SFB stands for, but SFB-2 has a fairly small note about it. It's basically 115 proof and straight bourbon finished in Elijah Craig 18 barrels. So let's see what this one goes like. They did come with little cards with similar information, but basically they put it all up online so you can see the other stuff. They did it actually again this month too. I missed out actually on getting another 3. Now, once again, the only thing you can say bad about Barrel King is if you're one of these people like, oh, I spend more than $60 on bourbon, well, it's not for you, right? This is a small, handcrafted, very craft blending experience. And if you're sort of not willing to pay for it, I don't know what to say. But for everyone else that spends a few $100s on whiskey and hunts down, secondary market stuff, I don't know, man. Some of this stuff is equal to that, beyond equal. Is this a rye? No. Straight bourbon finished in Elijah Craig 18. Very sweet on the nose. A lot of these you can detect that if you detect the MGP-ness of stuff, these all have that underlying MGP-ness of them. But in the future, Jarod's mentioned that he's able to get some double-digit year barrels. Now, did they come from MGP? I don't know. Did they come from barrel? Maybe. I know they're selling a lot of barrel craft spirits. So, but that, once again, that just smells like a really nice, spicy rye bourbon. Yep, that one definitely has not as much rye or ginger spice of the first one, but just delicious. Crushable. Delicious. Okay, Okay, on to the next one. So with the magic of television, I am actually washing my Glen out every time. So this one is batch 11, Summer Peach. Now this one is actually a store pick, so it takes a little bit harder to find because it's down the bottom. The store pick's actually one of the first ones. 107.5, straight rye finished in oak X wine barrels, conditioned with Missouri Chardonnay, dry vinogles, and peach wine. Then a peach brandy barrel. They wanted something good for summer, not too heavy, so instead of just going all brandy, we incorporated wine on this one, dry and sweet. So this is Grillo, Chop, and Barrel Pick. Like I say, a lot of people did barrel picks here. Chasing Bourbon did some barrel picks here, super popular. If you do a barrel pick at Barrel King, your shit sells out fast. So this one should be interesting. Like, the bottle I just finished was they called it Stag Burreye, like a cherry Stag Burreye, and it was a Burreye, so half bourbon, half rye, or some bourbon, some rye, finished in stag barrels, and then chocolate, a chocolate cherry barrel. So it was a barrel that was coated with a chocolate cherry, and then the bourbon was put in it. But I like good times, right? Good time brewing stuff I've got. But those are heavily flavored, right? Heavily flavored. These ones so far have just been like perfect. I can't drink too many of the full honey ones, like the bee's knees or whatever. I love them. I like them. But I can't really have more than one of them. But I'll tell you what, Barrel King, I drink half a bottle. I'm very interested to see what their cigar batch. That's the one that's in the mail. It'll be here tomorrow. I was hoping to be able to do a video with that here, but I'm going to have to go leave before that shows up. I'm going to put that up against the cigar batch from Joseph Magnus, because that was delicious. Ooh. That one, you can smell the fruits on that one. Yeah, you can smell the brandy. Oh, that smells good. Wow. Yeah, a lot of not as much spice or anything, but a lot of fruits. You kidding me? That is fucking delicious. Wow.
Oh God, it's so good. So good. So good and tasty.
That is, it's so light. It's very reminiscent of the Bardstown Doisy Deaney or whatever, which is one of my favorites, all-time favorites, really. But that, probably harder to get these days. I don't know when it came out, but man, that's good. Batch 11, Summer Peach. Yeah, peach. Yep, you can definitely taste the peach. Oh, all day. All day. Fuck. That is fantastic. Jesus. The finish, just the peach on the finish is crazy. But then again, it tastes like heavily amped up bourbon flavors like peaches and apricots and all that stuff. So it doesn't taste added, it just tasted even though it is added, 100% is added flavor. Jarod has just done such an amazing job of blending it in with the flavors of the bourbon. Incredible. Okay, on to the next one. Okay, so this is batch 5 and doesn't have much. It's straight rye, single barrel. Jarod's noticed this is my favorite rye to date. All I can say is sweet grass. So let's see how it goes. This is batch 5, straight rye, single barrel. So this is not even a blend. This is just, he just got a really good barrel, I guess. Whew, yeah, that's rye spice forward. I may or may not like this just because I don't know if I'm 100% rye guy, but let's find out. It smells good though. It's not overly minty. I don't like the ryes that go into that mint, spearmint flavor. I don't like that. Even though I like spearmint, I don't want to drink it in my bourbon. This is almost This is pine needle type thing, but not overly so. There's still a bit of sweetness there. It actually does have a fair. Ooh, that's good. Damn it, that's good. That is a fantastic, sweet mid palate. You might say. Yeah, just like hits with a lot of rye. And for initially, I thought, oh, this might be too rye, but then boom, you get like a big ball of sweetness, and then sort of finishes off with the rye spices. So that could be one of my favorite ryes too. I can't wait to put that up against like some of the other ryes, like the Parker Heritage. The Parker Heritage rye right now is probably my favorite one I've ever had. You know, the Jack Daniel's is a different breed. It's so barely rye. You know, it's not really fair for me anyway in my palate to put up a really high rye thing up against a barely rye because, oh man, that's good. Wow. Yeah. Once again, like I think I haven't had a bad one. Red Ring. Haven't had a bad one from this. Haven't had a bad one. They just probably don't release it, right? Or they make it good. They just keep blending and mixing and blending and mixing until it's up to their standards. And obviously, Jarod's palate is bang on mine. Maybe just bang on everybody's, right? But yeah, I'd say that rye is definitely up there. It's an equal to, you know, like I say, the Parker's 10 years a little bit different, and the E.H. Taylor, I have to blind them. Only way of finding out, but that is another fantastic one. So 2 more to go. Let's hit it. So this one is Batch 32. Batch 32 St. Louis Bourbon Society pick. 110 proof, straight bourbon whiskey, finished in Stag Junior barrels. Rock candy, burnt butter, marzipan, charred oak. Like what? Obvious big stag notes. And it was a 2023 Ascot double platinum winner. So let's have a go at this guy. So yeah, I don't know, man. I think it's one of the best values that I've had in bourbon, you know, and it's hard to say. People might say, well, $145 is not a value proposition in bourbon, but I don't know, man. For me, it is. Wow. Yeah, I can actually get marzipan. Like, marzipan is a flavor that I haven't come across all that much in my life and haven't normally liked it, but that, it's not like sniffing a bloody wedding cake or something, but there's definitely a sweet marzipan on that. Wow. How the fuck do they get these flavors? It's crazy, man. If you read this, it's just whiskey that they put in Stag Junior barrels. Like, the fuck? And not even for a long time. Magic. Ooh. Ooh. What is that? That is funky, man. Like, that is burnt butter? Yeah, maybe. Burnt butter marzipan. Wow. That is unique. I don't know if I like that one. I don't know if I like that one. It's got a very funny, like, funky musk note to it that I just don't think I like. Well, there you go. You can't like them all, right? Batch 32 St. Louis Bourbon Society pick. Not my favorite, and I don't know why. I'll definitely have to come back to that one to try and work out what the hell that flavor is. It is like it could be very much burnt butter. I don't want to say that's what it says in the tasting notes, and I don't think that's what I'm getting. But like burnt like a marzipan, and like I'm not a fan of marzipan, so that could be it, right? I'm not never liked marzipan, but I thought I'd like it because the smell is great. You can smell it there, but it's covered in like a real sugar. I don't want to put people off, but it has a Dickel 18 note to it, and not the minerality or anything like that, but the Dickel 18 had a note about it. I think I called it like funky gym socks or something, and that's not it. But this has a sweet. Yeah, that's not my favorite, but 1 out of 20, please. On to the next one. So the last one of this group is called JW1. JW1 is St. Louis Juice Club Majesty of Missouri pick. Straight bourbon whiskey finished in Elijah Craig 18 barrels. So pretty similar to the, what was it, the JW1 one? Not SFB 2. So obviously people go do picks. And this is what they picked. So it was good that I didn't like one. I actually like that. It would be a bit ridiculous of me if I just sit here and said they're all fucking amazing, right? Because that's not very believable. But this is back to a great nose. Just a real good, like standard, not standard, but you know, like the cinnamons and the. It's got an apple, maybe like a real crisp apple to it as well. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, that apple seems to even pick up even more on the palate. Like a caramel apple, like a cooked caramel apple, caramel, whatever you want to say it. That's good. Fantastic. So, like I say, we're not going to open these ones because I think I've had enough, and we'll save them for another day. But let's look up what this is all about. So this is batch 81. I think that is Matt Porter's first one. Let's have a look. Yep, batch 81 nighted. Yeah, this is this one that was, you know, a whole bunch of blends, 8 barrels, 6 9-year, 2 7 to 8, in and out of Elijah Craig 23 barrels for like a day here, a day there. This one had 2024 Ascot Double Platinum. And this one is their rye. This is their first nighted rye, I believe. 75. And once again, another 2024 Double Platinum winner from the Ascot. Straight rye blend finished in Willet and Stag barrels. So that's what nighted means. Nighted basically means that it's been finished in X legacy barrels from like Stag or Willet or whatever. But anyway, Barrel King. Don't sleep on it. Get involved. Totally recommended. Thanks a lot, and we'll see you next time.